I'm going to give you genuine fat loss tips that I've been using that has boosted my fat loss journey, and it's helped me stick to my calories that I need to be eating. It's helped me stay sane. It's just helped me overall. And these are things that I learned recently. Well, some of them that I've learned recently, but I haven't always done these things. And it's not things that I've spoken about in the past, like calorie restriction and the obvious things for fat loss. But these are little tips that you can add in your day that can help boost your weight loss. This isn't in order. All of these things have helped me heaps. But number one is diet soda or just diet foods in general. Sugar free foods, diet soda, diet Coke, Pepsi Max, anything sugar free, anything that's barely any calories, especially drinks. It's helped me so much. Don't shy away from them, especially when you're trying to cut. It can help you so much. And I use it to curb my appetite whenever I feel like I'm craving something, because I like to eat off all my foods around before 7 p.m. at night. I feel better the next morning if I finish off eating earlier on. So when I sleep later on at night, sometimes I get a bit, I start to crave foods, not because my body needs it, but because I just get bored or just because I haven't eaten in a while. And that's when I would have a Diet Coke or a Pepsi Max, anything sugar free diet. And there are barely any calories. And as soon as I finish off drinking one can, I feel fine. I feel so full. Why would I not use that? Whenever I feel like I'm craving something, it just makes sense to drink something like that. And not only then, but even when you go to social gatherings, when you go out to a party, when you're out with your friends, obviously stay away from alcohol if you're serious about trying to lose weight. Diet soda in general is going to be your best friend, especially diet sugar free energy drinks. Now, you don't want to overdo your energy drinks, especially caffeine with pre workout caffeine. I would never have an energy drink and a pre workout on the same day because that would just give me the biggest headache. I used to be addicted to caffeine. I used to have such a high tolerance for caffeine, but I've tapered off now. Now I just half scoop my pre workout. But sugar free monster, I love it. And it's barely any calories. It tastes amazing. It gives you that energy boost. And whenever I'm out in town with friends, that's what I drink, or a Diet Coke if it's available. So don't shy away from diet drinks, sugar free drinks. They can be really beneficial. It can help you stick to your diet. It can help you when you're out socializing, and you don't want to be that guy who's not doing anything. Like if you have a drink in your hand when you're out, it just feels like you're not missing out on anything. And at the same time, you're not screwing up your progress. So diet sodas, diet foods, or even sugar-free things like maple syrup. Sugar-free maple syrup is amazing. It's not going to taste exactly the same as a real maple syrup, but when you're so deep into a cut, everything tastes good. Every single thing tastes good. So diet sodas, sugar-free foods, don't shy away from them. Enjoy them. Now, number two is walking. I've never always done this. I've never always been someone who implemented walking in my cut, but I've started walking pretty much every day now, taking my dog out for a walk or even just going out for a walk. And I love walking, especially when you have music in your ears and you're just walking, exploring the place, especially when you're at a new place and you just go for a walk. Walking is so good, especially when you're cutting, because it doesn't take that much effort and you're not putting extra resistance on your body. So, one thing that I've noticed is whenever I go for a walk and I come back, I don't feel as hungry. Now, when I used to do cardio in the gym, like Stairmaster straight after training, I used to feel so hungry after Stairmaster because it requires so much intensity from your body, Stairmaster. But going for a walk, it's so easy. You can go for a long walk and come back and you'd still be fine and you still would have burnt off a ton of calories, especially when you're walking every single day. Now, that's one thing, going for walks. But another thing that I've started doing is whenever there's an opportunity, taking the stairs. And this may seem like something that's obvious, but it's just something that I've never done before. Taking the stairs, taking the steps, even something as small as when I want to fill up my water bottle in the gym, I don't fill it up all the way. I fill it up just a little bit. So I'm forced to walk all the way back to the water fountain to fill up again and walk back. And it may not seem like that much, but all these steps, they add on. And in your week, you would have done way more steps than if you hadn't done these things. That will help in your fat loss journey. That will help you burn more calories. That will help you just be more fit in general. Just taking the active route always. Every time you have an opportunity to walk, do something active, do it. Even if it's a couple of steps to do something, do it. And in that moment, it won't feel like that much, but it'll add up. Throughout the week, it's going to add up. Now, the last thing that has helped me is fasting. Now, I'm not talking about intermittent fasting, but I am someone who likes to eat a lot of food at once. I can't do smaller meals. And I know that a lot of people do promote smaller meals. A lot of people prefer eating smaller meals when they're cutting, but I just can't do that. When I'm eating smaller meals, I feel more hungry. So, what I do when I feel like some mornings I wake up, I feel like I crave a lot of food. So on those days, I just fast. I don't count how many hours I fast for. I just fast till about 3 p.m. And at 3 p.m., I eat all my meals. All my meals back to back to back. I'm done by like 4:30, 5. And after 5, I am full because I've just eaten like more than 2,000 calories worth of food in one sitting and I feel fine. I'm still on track. This is something that I've started doing and it's helped me so much because I don't always feel like splitting up my meals into 3 meals. Some days I feel so hungry, and if I can fast for a few hours and give my body the chance to get in all that food at once, I'm still going to be on track. I'm still hitting my calories, energy in versus energy out. So, fasting has helped me so much. And it's not necessarily something I do every single day, but every odd day where I feel like I want a lot of food, I just eat all my meals back to back to back. You can try eating one meal a day if that works for you. But honestly, at the end of the day, it's all about finding what works for you. And all of these things, when it comes to fat loss, it's all essentially calories in versus calories out. And if you can find that perfect balance of what works for you, you're set. And what works for me is 3 medium-sized meals most days, and some days I just have one huge meal. And if you do screw up one day, it's not gonna destroy your whole progress. Losing weight is what you do over time. Like, look at it as a weekly thing. If you eat a bit too much one day, just eat a bit less the next day, which is why tracking your food is so important. So you can be precise and not, even if you aren't necessarily accurate, because tracking your macros isn't accurate, you still have a basic idea of how much you're eating. And if you overeat one day, just undereat the same amount the next day, as long as you're consistent. Look at it as a weekly thing. I used to be someone that used to look at it as a daily thing. If I screwed up one day on my diet, I would be like, I would feel so bad about myself. And that would lead to me screwing up the next day and the next day. But if you look at it as a weekly thing, you screw up one day, just get back on the next day. That's all it takes. I really hope these tips helps you guys somehow. They've really helped me, and I'm still going to use these tips. I'm still using these tips to further get to my goal weight, which is 80 kilos. And right now I'm about 89 kilos. So I still have months of cutting to do to get to my goal weight. And once I get to 80 kilos, I can look at myself and assess how I look like. But I feel good right now. I'm eating a lot of food, a lot of good food. And that's a good thing about whole foods plant-based is you can eat a lot of food for less calories, if that makes sense. Because it's so calorically dense that you eat a little bit and you feel full with whole foods. So I feel good in my cut. My calories isn't going to change for a while, but I hope these tips helps you guys. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. And like always, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one.